Mic'd up.
I'm sorry. I don't normally. I was told you never start off any conversation with an "I'm sorry." It's bad business. But I'm
Well,
going to
except
say
when
I'm
you're talking
sorry.
to except when you're talking to your wife.
That's correct. That is
Uh,
true.
I'm
You
sorry,
said we're
but
going to get busted again.
it makes me so
Uh,
happy. And if we ever get any people from my college to listen to the show, or any hockey fans to listen to the show, they'll know exactly what that is.
exactly. I'm so happy to hear it. All right. Welcome to Yankees Coast to Coast. On a rare evening, the New York Yankees have won a baseball game. We are very pleased. It was an unusual game. It was a very, again, another odd game with lots of mistakes and things that shouldn't have happened. But for the most part, I'm happy when they win. I'm happy when they hit a little bit. Um, they did not throw the ball well tonight. It was just a whole nother set of problems that we're going to need to deal with quite often, I'm afraid, in the next few months. But for now, let's
I
revel
will
in
say
our
this.
joy. Hmm?
I will say a couple of things. Since I was in and out of the game for the most part, the Yankees went 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position.
That's good for them.
Yeah, with 2 outs. Bellinger left a guy on base with 2 outs. Chisholm left a guy. Rosario
Just
left 2 guys.
what were
But
you
really, what
calling
killed
him?
them was the bottom of the third inning. I mean, they had bases loaded and 1 out and didn't get any runs in.
Hmm.
And at the time, they had a 4-0 lead. And then they didn't get him in. And I almost texted you guys to say this is going to come back to bite them in the ass.
And
And it did. And what's
it
really
did.
funny is I left to go to the event I had to go to right then after the bottom of the third. So I was thinking, yeah, Warren will hold him off, and then that's when Warren exploded.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he
All
looked
right.
so good for
So
three
Warren
innings.
was looking good. Now I watched a lot of pitch problems, little late counts. Again, they don't seem to strike. That they have a hard time finishing off. He seems to strike out people, but not when they're on base, and that was the problem tonight. He just didn't seem to have
Yeah.
that command. He can't see, and I'm going to say that for everyone in all the guys in their bullpen
Well,
tend not to do it when they need the
Warren
most.
did strike out 6 guys, but I don't think he
Yes,
struck anybody out once guys got on base. He only
that's
walked
right.
one guy. He threw
Hmm.
89 pitches and he threw 60 strikes. So that's a good ratio, but
Yeah,
he can't put guys away from the stretch. And that's interesting,
yeah.
which means he should never be in the bullpen. But maybe he loses that little movement that he has on his fastball that he gets guys.
Yeah.
But it was a relatively quick hook, but it was going downhill fast.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he goes, I thought it was a little bit early. I thought they need, my problem
The
with him
Caballero
cutting guys
error,
down,
the Caballero error really hurt him.
that hurt him. And then also there was a bad play that I believe in the fourth. Yeah. Where ground ball, man on first base, a tailor made double play, ground ball to
Oh, and
Goldie.
Goldschmidt bobbled it.
Goldie
That
bobbles
was
and
right after the
causes.
error by Caballero. Yeah, which is why Warren had 3 2/3 with no earned, is
Yeah.
because of the Caballero error.
That's right.
So, I mean, from the standpoint of what happened there, and Goldschmidt usually makes that play. I saw it on
Yeah.
the replay. He usually
Yeah.
makes that play. I mean, look at the play Goldschmidt made in the first inning. I'm sorry, but I don't think Rice makes that play where it was, pretty much short second base where he was
Hmm.
making the play and he made a perfect throw to Warren, who obviously got there to cover, unlike what we've seen from some Yankee pitchers. Cruz clearly didn't have it today. I mean, he couldn't find the
And
zone.
This is the Cruz that I hate. Drives me crazy.
Yeah,
It's the one,
that's what he is.
if you can, it's either he walks everybody or he strikes everyone out. This
Right, but
all
that's what he
half.
is. And if he can put it this way, this was his really his first bad outing this year.
Yeah. Hill okay. Gave up
Well,
three hits.
Hill is what Hill like seriously from a Cruz standpoint, right? He has not allowed a hit.
Hmm.
He's allowed one hit this season.
Yeah.
And he's only pitched 4 1/3 innings because they seem to not let him continue after the inning. They don't want him to sit down and get back up again. But he's only
Just
allowed one hit this season. And he's only again, I can't believe this. He's walked 5 guys and he struck out 6 guys in four
mhm.
and a third innings. So
That's not good.
yeah, the walks has got to stop. But that's what Cruz is.
Yeah.
If guys are, what it is you got to not swing because it's not he doesn't throw strikes. Guys swing and miss on bad pitches.
All right.
And then
Let me.
Hill had a bad outing. Hill's been good for them, but Hill is what he is. He's a middle reliever.
Mhm.
He's not a high leverage guy. And which one of you guys wrote Bird needs to be cut today? Was it you
Yeah.
or Kramer?
No, that was Kramer. Now, Bert, here's what killed me. You got one and two thirds from Hill. You got one from Bird and one and one third from Doval. So you had 4 innings there from those guys right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Four.
And they gave up. Get a load of this: 3 hits, 4 hits, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 runs, and 2 runs. I mean, so they gave up all those 3 guys in that small amount of time gave up six
6 runs.
runs on 9 hits. Didn't and then
Didn't
that's
walk
not
anybody,
kind.
but they only
Didn't
struck
walk.
out 2 guys.
Only struck out 2 guys. That's the problem with this bullpen. They seem to be they again too much contact. What's going on here?
Yeah, the
What?
Duvall contact. I mean, I didn't see Duvall. Did Duvall allow fly balls again today? Because his contact is supposed to be
I
ground
don't
balls.
remember. I don't
So,
remember.
and Bird is what he is. I guess Bird is the word.
Not good. Not good.
He's Hill,
All
and
right.
he's not as good
So
as Hill.
all right. So we recognize this is bad. This is the
But the bats woke
downside.
up,
But the
sort
bats
of,
woke up.
sort of.
Gotta love Gus. Gus Grissom comes through with 2 big home runs. One in the ninth. I didn't see that coming. I was very happy because again he hasn't been pulling all year. Finally remembered that the
Pulled two
right
balls
field
today.
line is low. So he had pulled 2 bombs today. It was beautiful. Judge's home run was epic
That
on
first home
400.
run. I mean, the one O'Neill said it best. Like Michael K couldn't even get his Sia out because it got out so fast. And it went
Yeah.
456 feet,
Mhm.
116 miles an hour. Holy
Yeah.
schmolies! It
So
was a woof.
The Yankees, and I went nuts at the end. Yankees, he hits a home run. Gus hits a home run. Game's tied 10-10. Caballero gets up with nobody out at that point, and Michael K does Pavlov's dog and says, "Maybe he'll hit a home run and win it right now." No, that's not what you're dreaming
Right. Well,
for
he was
right
going for
then.
the 2-2-2, 3 guys with 2 home runs, but
Enough.
yeah, it
What
was
you
just
do,
it's an asinine statement because Caballero may not hit another home run for 2 seasons,
I know what Caballero needs to do right there is hit a double
and he did. And you know what?
and then stall third base.
You wrote it first. You said I love the steal of third. They were giving it to him,
I
and he
loved
took
it.
it. And guess what? That won the game because he was on third base.
That's it. And and again, conventional wisdom says you don't steal third base. There's nobody out in that case. You don't want to
I'm
make
with
that
you. I
first out.
agree with the conventional wisdom there, except for the fact that Romano was not paying any attention to him.
Hmm.
He had a huge lead, and Ohapi is not the best catcher as far as throwing. Nice ceiling. So, I mean, it was the right thing to do because the circumstances dictated that you do that. And
Yeah.
that's why it was a worthwhile thing to do. Wells' at bat with the walk was freaking epic. And McMahon
Yeah.
had a great at bat to get the
How about
walk.
that? How about that?
Yeah. I
Alert
mean,
the
that, and how
media.
about the challenge that McMahon had in his at bat? I mean, that pitch wasn't really, as far as umpires go, 1.1 inches. That's not close.
No, it's not. But
So that was a bad call, but good for McMahon. And the Angels used their by the third inning, the Angels were out of challenges because there were 2 stupid ones that they tried.
that's right.
Poppy was terrible. I mean, he won a couple, but then he lost 2 right away.
You didn't see they had a they had a 2018 uh, flashback to Hoppy as a kid wearing a
Oh, catching
Yankee
that ball.
catching that ball. It was classic with one hand,
Yes, in the
reaches
upper
up and
deck. I
catch
saw actually
upper
that's right
deck.
before I left.
That was something
A
else.
nice
I was
throw
like,
too, back onto the field.
yeah, and you gotta love it. You gotta see somebody saw the skill. This guy's
Yeah,
gonna
somebody
be a
saw the
good
skill.
ball
So
player.
yeah, so you got to like the fact. All right, so Judge is hitting the ball hard, and he had 2 homers, but he's been hitting the ball hard lately. He's got his batting average up now over 230. Um,
Hmm.
and I think it was 2 games ago. I want to say it was Girardi. It could have been Kay, but I think it was Girardi who said in 2020, the year he hit 61, 62 home runs. At this point in the season, he was hitting 190 with two
Yeah,
home runs.
yeah,
So as slow as his start is, it's better than it was in the year he hit 62 home runs.
yeah.
And you know what? He hit 2 homers today. He's got 6. He had 3 RBIs today, which gives him 12 in 16 games. That's
Yeah,
good.
he's doing fine. I'm not worried about Judge. What I worry about is, I worry about guys like I worry about that bottom of the order.
Chisholm
Worry
got a hit
about
today.
Chisholm got a hit. Imagine it made a great play in the infield. I mean,
Yes, I saw that too.
amazing play. But that was beautiful. And then gotta love Rice. Rice comes off the bench, takes a huge walk that leads to the home run. I mean, just I love this guy. There's something about him. If he cuts down his strikeouts just a little bit and picks up
See,
that defense,
I'm
he
still
is gonna.
behind you on this. I like
Yeah.
him. I just
Mhm.
don't trust the Yankees. Do you realize that your friend Gus has 8 hits this year, 5 of which are home runs?
Gus Grissom.
Has 8 hits, 5 are homers.
Grissom has 5 home runs
Oh
this
no, he
year
only has
already.
2. Why? Oh, he had 5 RBIs today. I'm
Five
sorry.
RBIs. I'm like, what's the matter with you?
He has
Today
eight
his bird
hits.
is two.
He still has 13 walks and only 10 strikeouts.
Yeah,
So you got to like
that's
that too.
that's fine. Listen, he's fine as long as he. I
Worth
don't
every
think
penny
he
of the 22 million. Not.
every penny. But a good night, a great night. Got love to see Caballero made some, had some trouble, but made a couple of good plays in the infield, even though he did miss a throw. We got to see Oswaldo Peraza come back from Yankee Stadium for the first time today as a pinch hitter, hitting 214 as a third baseman. Took over from Moncada
Oh,
in the
Moncada is
ninth
such
inning.
a bad fielder.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That ball he
But
booted that Judge hit him was a routine double play.
yeah,
So,
but
hey,
you
listen,
gotta love it.
Peraza's had 25 at bats. He's playing as much as Rosario is for the Yankees.
Yeah, and
Granted, he's
yeah,
granted
he's
he's
got
hitting 120, but
yeah,
that's a different animal.
yeah. There it is.
He's
There
still
it is.
not hitting.
All right. Anyway, I was happy to see it. A good
Hey, it
win.
was good to win a game. And they're nine
That's
and seven, which makes them 90 and 70 if you protract it out.
here we go
92
again.
wins gets them in the playoffs, but that's not what they should be doing. I do want to compliment you on your research today that you sent me the article that you built, I'll say.
Well, I mean,
It was an outstanding. I mean, I wish we had a blog because we could
the,
put that right out there.
the
It was perfect.
skill in using AI. By the way, everybody uses AI now, but the skill is the prompt. You get a
Yes,
lot
it
of crap
absolutely.
out there. If you prompt right, I'm learning how to. This is what I'm doing really a lot of work on is how to prompt correctly, so that you can get the information
Do you
that
want
you
to talk
need.
about what the article said? Because I think it's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think I've kind of had a. I was in my car today and I was listening to Michael Kay, and he's, again, brings up the fact that they've only won one World Series in 25 years. And it hit me that the Yankees have probably won, I thought, 100 more games than anyone else in the major
No.
leagues in that time. I was surprised to see it's only about 40 or 50 more than the Dodgers. But it also made me think of something that the Yankees, as often as they win in the season, getting them to the playoffs is often, which is 21 times in 25 years.
Yep.
Making it that often, and this is before the after the championship run. Now
Right.
the dynasty is now pretty much over. 2001, we all recognize as the end of the dynasty. Um, so since then, that team they you would think if if um, if winning the World Series is a crapshoot, like so many people think, you would think the Yankees would have a greater likelihood than anyone else just by the fact that they get in so often. But they
Yep.
get to the show so many times, but they don't. So it's alarmingly low. The Yankees right now have a 3.3 or a 5% chance of making it to the World Series, winning the World Series, when a team that you pick out of the air, anybody, if you just went and said, who's going to win this year? The odds are 3.3% of the time you're going to win the World Series. You can pick that winner
That's if all the
3.3%
if the scales are completely balanced.
if
It's
everything's balanced.
3.3%, but
But
it's
the
not
Yankees,
balanced.
but it's not balanced. But the Yankees, but let's put it this way, based on the Yankees' success over these years, the Yankees only have a 5.5% chance of winning the World Series based on that historical run, their
Right.
failure to win all
And
these
it's
years.
because of how their strategy doesn't, like we've been saying since we've been known each other since really 2004.
Mhm.
We've been saying it for years and years. When you get to the playoffs, you cannot rely on analytics because it's a short sample size.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas 162 games, yes, in 162 games, you're going to get close to the back of your baseball card.
Mm-hmm.
Your splits are what they are,
Yeah.
right? But there's a point where you've got to play the hunch. When a Ben Rice gets really hot, you got to play him even if it's a left-handed pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is hot, it doesn't matter lefty or righty. Rosario gets hot. Give him a game against the right-handed pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
which they did last week, right? They let him play against the right-handed pitcher.
Surprising. Very nice.
Right.
Very,
And he got a hit.
very
He got a hit.
non-baboon.
But,
Yeah.
you've got to really, in the playoffs, you really got to play the hot hand. I mean, you also have to have the best pitching, which, pitching is pitching. The Yankees starting rotation this year, especially if Cole comes back, and he's anything close to Cole, the pitching starting rotation this year is primed to be very good in the playoffs.
Yes, I
But the
think
bullpen is going to have to be rebuilt again, and
they're gonna
we
have to
talked
rebuild
about
it.
this infinitum. But what your article came out and said basically is if you're going to make the playoffs every year, you should be winning the World Series more than once. So if the Yankees make the playoffs 21 times, and they literally have won 20 or 40 more games than the next best team over the same 25 years, but if they're making the playoffs 21 out of 25 years and they're only winning one World Series, there's something that's going on in the playoffs with the Yankees that's either missing or being mismanaged.
Yes,
I think it's definitely mismanaged, and I still think there's something missing because of the swing and miss.
well,
But the swing
this
and
is
miss
it.
didn't exist. The swing and miss is really been about the last 10 years
Yeah.
because they really didn't swing and miss as much in 2001 to 2010.
No,
But the
because
swing and miss has
they
become
stopped.
overwhelming.
Because they changed their mindset from contact and on base percentage to
Pure
long
OPS.
tangle,
Pure
and that
OPS.
exactly. So it became all about that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the mistake. But I think that the main thing that I got out of this is that the Yankees are built to win in the regular season, and they do a very good job of that,
Mm-hmm.
as we all know. That gets people's to come to the stadium. It gets them to fill seats. It pays the bills. It keeps them being the Yankees with just sales ungodly amount of money
Right.
bringing in every year.
Oh, at the event I was at here today in San Ramon, California, people who were in baseball hats, there was, I think, 2 Dodger hats and 5 Yankee hats.
I mean, it just
No
it is
Giants
a
hats.
fact. So that is a machine that the Yankees have what they have done to you know really perpetuate this machine in a way that few teams have in the world, and that's great. Except if you think a little bit deeper, if it matters a little bit more, if you look under, under the kimono,
Hood.
so to speak, you see what's missing. That World Series is no longer the goal anymore. It is now a wonderful outcome, but no longer the goal,
And the excuse
and
is that the playoffs are a
are
crapshoot.
a crapshoot, and that's the mistake. They
And
do
it's
that.
not a
That's
crap. And for
that.
years, I've been saying, and you've been saying, it's
It's
not a
not.
crapshoot. It's
No, no, no. I've always think that I've said that I thought they were. I said,
I
maybe
don't
the
think
hot
they are
team
at
gets
all.
in, maybe the hot team. But I think my that little study today shows that it isn't a crapshoot. If it was a crapshoot, the Yankees would win more than they do
There would have been
because
in. They
they
would
would
have been
have a
in at least
chance.
out of 25 years with 10 teams making the playoffs or 12 teams making the playoffs. The Yankees out of in 21 years they would be making more than 3 World Series, right?
Hmm.
3 is how many they've been in.
Three,
One,
three.
9, and 24.
Hmm.
They would be in more of the World
No,
Series than
no,
that.
four. 103,
Oh, all 3.
oh
Okay.
nine, and 24. So
Yeah, so
four.
they would be in, and really only one since 9. So they would be in the World Series more often, and they would also win the World Series more than once. They would
Hmm.
have 2 or 3 World Series.
Yeah,
That's the thing you got to worry about. The thing
that's what's
the thing
missing.
that now you know what they got going for them though. It's a little bit for them and against them because they did win a World Series in '09. The Yankees stunk from 1900 to 1923,
Hmm.
and then in 27 they became the Yankees. So
Yeah.
it's not 27 yet. It's 2027 next year. So from
Mhm.
2027 through the rest of the century, they'll be good and win World Series.
That's right. There's hope. There's hope that they could do it again.
So I
But
got something today. I wanted to show it to you. I think you'll
Mhm.
enjoy it. They're having an event at campus on school, and they're giving out stress balls, all different types of stress balls.
Oh,
This
I'm
is the best
hoping
stress ball I've ever gotten.
you need to send that to me. Do you have an extra?
I'll see if I can get another one.
Do you have an extra? I mean, you notice that I've been doing that a lot
Right.
lately, and
But it's a
that's
great, stress balls are great. They're
well, I'm
fantastic.
doing it to strengthen my thumb. My thumb is messed up, so I
Yeah,
do it. My
well,
wife
you don't
gave it
want
to
to
me,
tell
and
everybody how you hurt your thumb,
it's
but that's a
yeah,
different.
it's sticking it up my.
Yeah,
Who said that?
it was a
Anyway,
plum. It was a plum pie. You put your thumb in it. Right, your Tom thumb plum pie.
exactly. Very good. That's a good save.
Yeah, there
Kick
you go.
save and a butte, Michael.
Well, it's not like you were going all American Pie on it, so
No,
that's a different
I
story.
was not. So, ooh, doctor. Anyway, off we go. But no, just I'm glad you brought that up. I do
Because
think we should
it was a
discuss
great
it more.
article. I thanked you for sending it. You
I
should
thought
send
you'd
it.
get a
By the way,
kick out of it.
you should send it to Kramer Osti and Dave and Frankie too, because it was
I
a
still
fantastic.
haven't finished it. I have to refine it a few times. I have about three more refinements.
It's
What I'd like
fantastic.
what I'd like to see is I want to see, first of all, I want it to list every team's record in that time. It only gave me the top 10. I'd like to see every team because I think that's an interesting stat just
What's
for
going to be
me to
interesting?
know.
Kansas City's won a World Series, but they're going to be near the bottom. The White
Yeah.
Sox have won a World Series, but they're going to be at the bottom.
That's interesting to me. That's all data. But I think that I think what I feel is happening here is the Yanks are built very much for the season for a reason. They're not built for the World Series
So
for
you think
another reason.
you think that they've chosen this?
This is a business model.
This is their business model, and that they don't care about the World Series. Well, they
I don't
care,
think
but
it
they don't
means
care as much about the World Series.
doesn't mean
But
anything.
what doesn't make
It
sense to me is if you build the team the right way, I think that they're still going to make the playoffs. I think the Dodgers, while the Dodgers are going to be in the playoffs and possibly win the World Series again this year because they have so much depth, they're making similar mistakes to the Yankees with some of the players they're bringing in. And some of the players they're bringing in, like Mookie Betts, is breaking down, and Mookie Betts has not been as good as he was with the Red Sox. But if
Mhm.
you look at the trade, they still gave up nothing for Mookie Betts.
If you the problem is if you do what the Yankees of the past have done, what the Mets are doing, for the last 5 years, what the Dodgers are now doing all the time, and I think the Red Sox did for a short amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
and is you go out there, you take these risks on these big contracts and these big names, and they ultimately a couple don't work out, and your fan base gets really pissed. Like your fan base gets upset if you don't keep doing it. Like if you don't keep going back to the well for new
Red Sox
options.
fans got really angry, and then they got young players last year, and they had hope, which right now doesn't look so good. But
Wow.
it's only 15 games into the
Did you
season.
see Crochet gave up 11 runs today?
Yeah, he had a bad outing today.
Wow. That's not a bad outing. That's you don't really you don't Cy Young Award winners
It'll
don't
take a
get
while for his ERA to recover.
yeah, it will. All right. Anyway, on that note, it's been a pleasure and
And we'll see
let's
you
talk
guys
about that more.
after the game tomorrow.
Okay, have fun
Um,
in prison.
when you get the link, you can load it right up, and everybody can see it on our YouTube page, as is most of our, if not all of our Postgame shows. And with
Sounds
that
good.
note, I'll say good luck in prison, and watch out for that plane flying over your head. Shut us down, Adam, on the wall.